studies. If you think that you are one of them, you're more than welcome. Or if you like to develop any of the 4 features of the English language, definitely it's for you as well. It doesn't matter whether you sit for the exam or not, but still you can learn and develop yourself. Okay? So guys, thank you very much again for joining. And if you want to join here, as I said, you may join by visiting from my profile. Okay guys, so once again, welcome. And if you've got any questions or comments, or if you'd like to know anything about this app or any other teacher, subscription, code of conduct, rules, guidelines, etc., welcome. Okay. So thank you very much for joining. Let's start with the speaking topic to the childhood. So, dear viewers, welcome once again. I believe that my subscribers are not here, so I have to just give some of the information regarding the IELTS exam. And as I mentioned earlier, if you've got any other questions, you may ask me. Otherwise, I'll just go on with my prescribed and with my planned lesson. And I'm going to explain to the writing technique, the IELTS exam. Once again, it's all about IELTS, English learning, your development, your reading, your writing, and your communication. So, if you remember last week, we started explaining IELTS writing topic, academic topic, I should say. more specifically, and also the writing technique. Using formal and informal English. So this is one of the requirements or criteria of IELTS exam, using formal English rather than informal English, because formal English are more standard acceptable rather than informal, though sometimes it may appear that informal are quite catchy. For example, do you know that sorry, the word, is an informal English, whereas apologize is a formal English. Likewise, go up is increase, go down, decrease, set up, establish. Okay, and after that, let me have the otherwise. Look at, examine, blow up, explode, find out, discover. So once again, guys, if you're interested to join, as I explained earlier, you can visit my profile and subscribe it from there. You never know, you may be eligible to get 2 free lessons. Otherwise, you can use your monthly subscription for 8 lessons, which is every Saturday and Sunday 11 p.m. UK time. So use I do apologize or I apologize instead of saying sorry. Okay. Apologize, or we say I do apologize. All right. These are some of the examples. I have to go quickly. Then find out, discover, bring about, cause, put off, postpone, delay. I'm sure you know the meaning of postpone or delay, both of them. So it is postpone, not postpone, as I said on the other way. Postpone. It's better to check where to stress the word. Remember that in IELTS exam, pronunciation is one of the criteria to get good scores. So I have just pronounced this word incorrectly. Postpone, rather postpone. To delay an event and plan to decide that it should happen at a later date or time. So in British English, postpone. In American English, postpone. Okay. Do you know the other synonyms of postpone? Defer. Put something off. I'm sure you can see the words there. Put off. Postpone. And then rack up. Accumulate. Let me see, what does rack up mean? Postpone. Rack something up. To gradually get more points, Professor. So he has racked up 450 points in the last 3 months, which means that he has accumulated. Rack up. Rack. And then make up. Fabricate. 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 To invent or produce something false in order to deceive someone. So if you want to deceive someone, sometimes you need to create stories. And in one word, we just express it. Fabricate. He was late, so he fabricated an excuse to avoid trouble. He claims that the police fabricated evidence against him. Sorry, guys. The company fabricates and sells steel. Stand for, represent. Stand for. It looks like a phrasal verb. Stand for. There is stand a chance. Stand alone. Stand around. Stand aside. Stand back. How about stand for? Yes, stand for something. There is a phrasal verb. Stand. Understand. Similar to stand. Uh, if you will not stand for something, you will not accept a situation or a particular type of behavior. Stand for is accept rather than represent. Anyway, let me go quickly. So this list are given to my students. All right. If you remember, we do not use active voice in IELTS writing. We use passive voice. It's an important feature. Okay. And also remember, we do not use the first person or active voice In academic writing, rather, we always explain like this. This chart explains, this chart defines, this chart shows, this chart illustrates, this chart depicts, this chart elaborates. Depict, depict. So, to represent or show something in a picture or story. This chart depicts. Okay, and be careful about the pronunciation of depict. It is not depict. This E sounds like I. Depict. So there are some situations where DE sounds like DI. This is one of them. Depict. How about this one? The word deposit. Deposit. So remember, any word that starts with DEP, that becomes DIP in some. How about describe? Describe. Okay, so depict, describes, defines. How about define? Elaborates. Elaborate. Destiny. Destiny. Okay. So, well, we always a little bit comparisons of this word. So when you compare the graph lines, we use the following words to describe it effectively and correctly. That's very important. Slide, slight rise, rose slightly in past tense, gradual, gradual fall, has fallen gradually, marginal, marginal change, has had changed marginally, modest, modest increase, increased, or increases, or increased, both are possible. modestly. And drastic change, huge change, sudden increase, decrease, quick change, etc. All right, opinion based. Oh, like what are the topics that uh, come to the task 2? People ask very often that how are the topics of the task 2? Remember, though there is no hard and fast rule or clear guidelines, but we can guess this topic could be anything or from these topics, from this listed topics like opinion based, advantage or disadvantage, problems and solutions, discussions, dispute, dispute, qualitative or quantitative, argumentative, forecast, direct questions and solutions. And related common topics are health, environment, family, food, sport, travel, economics, art, education, development, globalization, public transport, criminal justice, youth crime, etc. In task 2, we can use different types of grammar rules while we make the sentences. Okay, for the grammar, let us consider the following sentences: simple, complex, compound, gerund, passive form, conditional. Sorry guys, I missed conditional as well. So that's a task here, but I need to explain to you briefly what are these 6 types of important sentences that you use in IELTS exam. So what is simple sentence, guys? If you know the definition of the simple sentence, most probably you can comment, but that's okay. If you don't want to comment, I'll just explain you as I go through. So firstly, simple sentence, one subject, one verb. Okay, so simple sentence is a very short or sentence, either can be present or past or future tense, which will have minimum of a subject and a main verb. So one subject, one main verb, any tense. Say, for example, Jenny sang a song. Oops, sang a song. I like reading books. Simple sentence couldn't be a very short sentence as well. Like, she sang. Simply, rather than Jenny sang a song, she sang. We don't know what did she sang, but still you could just make it a simple sentence. So as you might be aware that there are three types of person: first person, second person, third person. I, we, second person, only you, third person, third person. Everything and anything except I, you, and you. So John, he, she, he, etc. They, children, etc. The matter is that when there is plural number, because the person is related to the number as well, guys. And I'm sure you know what is number. Number is the concept of quantity of any subject matter in any sentence. Okay, hello Ali, welcome. So first person I is singular number, O is plural number. Second person singular and plural is always you, and verb must be in plural form, whether present or past or future tense. Third person is except I, we, and you. Everything is third person. Okay. So simple sentences could be short. Could it be long as well? No, generally it is not long. Like the angry dog, like the angry dog barks at night. The angry dog barks at night. So this is simple sentence. Okay, and when we talk about grammar and sentence, and we have a term called subject-verb agreement. Which is an important matter for you to create sentences and present them correctly. Okay, so those are simple sentences, guys. Now, next one is complex sentence. So what is complex sentence, guys? So complex sentence is sentence with one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. It works best when you need to provide more information to explain or modify your sentence's main point. So So complex sentence is sentence with one indefinite clause and at least one dependent clause. So we need to understand first what is clause. It works best when you need to provide more information to explain or modify your sentence's main point. Okay, so what is a clause, guys? Clause is the part of the sentence where there is one subject, one verb, whereas so there could be dependent clause and independent clause. Okay, look at this example. Because he didn't complete his homework on time. Because he didn't do his homework on time, he didn't get a treat after dinner. So this is one of the examples of complex sentences. Remember, in complex sentence, one is an independent clause, which means one has a complete meaning, and it could be the part of the sentence. The other sentence has to depend on the action of the first clause, okay, and that is we call independent clause, not independent. Because he didn't go do his homework on time, he didn't get treat after dinner. So here, if you notice that, because he didn't do his homework on time, which is independent, he didn't get treat after dinner. So this part is dependent on the first part. Okay. So it's important again to have a clear conception of complex sentence. Okay, another example would be, while I'm a passionate basketball fan, I prefer football. Okay, so let's give this example again. O- Okay, so look at this example once again. While I'm a passionate basketball fan, I prefer football. This is a complex sentence, okay? Although she is considered smart, she failed all her exams. Hmm, she's not a good student. Whenever it rains, I like to wear my blue coat. Okay, so I'm sure you have read the sentence and it's clear to you. Complex sentence. Next one is compound sentence. Compound sentence. So in compound sentence, how do you define it? So in compound sentence has two independent clause. Remember the difference between complex and compound is compound has two independent clause joined by coordinating conjunction or and a comma or by semicolon alone. So compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses joined by coordinating conjunction. For and or but, yet or so and a comma, or by a semicolon alone. We're going to give the examples, guys. So some of the common examples, for example, I like coffee, Mary likes tea. So we have to make a compound sentence. I like coffee and Mary likes tea. Or you can say I like coffee but Mary likes tea. Both are correct. Mary went to work, John went to the party. I went home. Mary went to work but John went to the party and I went home. Third example is our car broke down, we came last. Our car broke down, semicolon, we came last. Please bear in mind that using punctuation is also important, otherwise it may lose the meaning or you may not understand the sentence or sentences where punctuations were not used, grammar was not correct. Okay, so this is another example. This second one, guys. Yeah, this one is compound. Our car broke down. We came last. Our car broke down. We came last. So we can see in both of these, clauses. Clause is the part of sentence. Our car broke down. Our car broke down. We came last. Our car broke down. We came last. Okay, so next one would be Simple, complex, compound. What's done? Conditional. Oh, this is very hardest part of the English grammar. We have to describe it in separate lesson. Gerund. Gerund. Okay, let's do gerund first. We'll discuss conditional another day, so let's discuss gerund. So gerund, postpone. Let us listen to the word gerund or gerund. What do you think, guys? Gerund or gerund? Let's find out. Gerund. Gerund. So gerunds are those words which take ing after the verb, and after that the verb works like noun or adjective. Okay, it's very important for you to understand this because a few students came to my another live class today and they're asking about gerund, how they can understand it's gerund. So one example would be gerund. Gerund. Everyone enjoyed her singing. Gerund could be subject or object. Now that is another important matter, guys. Okay. So first let me give an example of gerund. Remember, gerund sometimes confused with participle and also continuous form. Do not be confused. It must always work like a noun or adjective when you use ing. Let me give you an amazing example. Say, for example, as I said, cycling is fun. Fun or enjoyable. You can see here, cycling is the subject. Okay, but if you write this sentence a different way, like I enjoy cycling. So in the first sentence, cycling is fun or enjoyable. Cycling is a subject, but I enjoy cycling, and cycling is object. We got to be careful about understanding the subject and object, how it can be used in different situations. And they are also called sometimes verbal nouns. Verbal nouns. What are verbal nouns, guys? Jiran could be a verbal noun. It's a verb that works like a noun. We call them verbal noun. Okay, guys, so these are the examples. Like walking is a good exercise. I like walking. I like walking a bit, which is very often you can see my public live streams uh, from the central London, Essex, Oxford, and any other place like Cambridge as well. And I'm sure very often you have seen me walking around. Okay, let's finish it here. So, guys, remember, we are here to learn and develop our English language. That should be our primary focus. But also, we need to understand that if you don't practice, there is no way you can't develop. Practice every day on a regular basis. Okay, there is no shortcut. There is no quick option other than practice, or no alternative other than practice. Okay, it is found from statistics that people who are successful have practiced a lot, studied a lot, and also it is very important for you to get help from a suitable person. Okay, suitable person. You are the suitable person. You are the subject. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for joining. I know there is early morning in Asian countries, evening in this North and South America, and also Sunday morning like in Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and those zones, because it's nearly 12 o'clock in the UK. Thank you, and see you later. Remember to practice it on a regular basis. Take care. Okay. Cheers.